How do I register as an employer and pay unemployment taxes? If you own a business, whether large or small, are a nonprofit organization, or an individual who employs one or more Maine employees, you will need to complete an employer registration application. This application must be completed within 30 days of hiring workers and can be found online at www.maine.gov/labor/unemployment. It is also the first step in obtaining a state unemployment account number. You can also apply for an income tax withholding number with Maine Revenue Services with this online registration form. Not all firms or organizations are required to pay unemployment taxes. Certain conditions must first be met. The first criteria that a Maine employer must meet is the payment of $1,500 in wages in a calendar quarter, or have a worker or workers for 20 weeks or more in a calendar year. Employers may also be liable if they meet one of these following criteria. 1. Are already liable to pay taxes under the federal unemployment tax, FUTA. 2. Acquire the business from an employer who is already liable for unemployment insurance purposes. 3. Pay wages of $1,000 or more to a domestic worker in a quarter. 4. Have 4 or more employees working for some part of a day in 20 different weeks in a calendar year for a 501c3 entity. 5. The payment of $20,000 or more in a calendar quarter, or if you have 10 or more employees for 20 weeks in a calendar year for agricultural or aquacultural labor. Once a business is found subject to pay unemployment taxes, the first quarterly filing of an employer quarterly tax and wage report, or a 941/C1ME, will be required. These quarterly reports can be found on our website at www.maine.gov/labor/unemployment. After the first paper filing, all returns must be filed online through Maine Revenue Services at https://portal.maine.gov/CQR. Your taxes will be debited out of the account you specify. Employer quarterly tax and wage reports must be filed timely, or late filing fees and interest will be assessed. Returns are due within 30 days after the end of any quarter. This means that the quarterly report for the first quarter of any year is due by April 30th. For the second quarter, the report is due by July 31st. For the third quarter, by October 31st, and for the fourth quarter, by January 31st. Some companies use independent contractors as their workers. Just because someone calls themselves an independent contractor does not mean that they are an independent contractor. Signing a contract does not necessarily mean a person is an independent contractor for purposes of unemployment tax. Often, employers who mistakenly call an employee an independent contractor may be charged with misclassifying workers and could be subject to penalties. If you use independent contractors in your business, please visit our website, http://maine.gov/labor/misclass/legal.shtml, or contact this department for guidance. This website has a questionnaire available that will help you determine if your employees should be covered for unemployment insurance or if they are truly independent contractors. Once a business has been deemed an employer subject to unemployment tax for at least 2 calendar years, its tax rate will be based on the amount of taxes paid over those 2 years minus the amount of benefits charged against its account divided by the average taxable wages for the last 3 years. More information regarding registering as an employer, paying unemployment taxes, and worker misclassification can be found on our website at www.maine.gov/labor/unemployment.